Welcome back to the RWTA Chilled Out series, where we can talk about all manner of things that relate to the Australian cold chain. Chill out, take a moment to hear about our new member, HAML Consulting. They're very relevant to your business. Introducing Ben Matthews. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Marianne. Thanks for having me.
True pleasure. Now, a specialist field of HAML Consulting is payroll compliance and governance. With the current legislation being in front of Parliament linking underpaying wages to more severe company and personal penalties, how does HAML Consulting support the cold chain?
HAML Consulting, so maybe a quick step back. HAML Consulting, the concept of HAML Consulting was born back in 2019, where our managing director was engaged by a large blue chip company to basically become part of their business and analyse all aspects of the business functions and payroll functions across, it was about 8 different awards structures at that time, and
Right.
EAs. So from that, Mick built a team internally to analyse this, and the team grew and grew and grew because it's a large scale business. It then became more cost effective for that particular company to actually outsource the whole function, the whole payroll governance function. So from that, HAML Consulting was born, essentially. So HAML Consulting came to life. So what we actually do is essentially payroll governance is what we specialise in. It's, as you said, Marianne, it's a really hot topic at the moment. It's hitting headlines weekly. The ramifications and risk for businesses is now extreme. So Fair Work, or the FWO, it's a high priority. It's a really high priority. And inadvertent payroll or wage theft, they're calling it,
Yep.
it's treated the same as deliberate, which a lot of companies just don't know that they're not paying correctly. They think and believe that they're doing the right thing. They think that they've got the right protocols in place. But unless you take a really deep dive with a group of specialists, which HAML actually has a team of payroll specialists, analysts, that actually really deep dive into all of the relevant awards across the cold chain. So typically in cold chain, it's warehousing, it's transport, it's clerical, and professional would be the top 3. And those awards are quite complex. The whole Australian employment infrastructure is really complex globally, and it's considered to be one of the most complex globally. So unless you actually specialize in it, it's seen as a function that exists, it's important, but spending the time to analyze it like we do disrupts business function. It disrupts flow for your clients, your products, and it's not your focus. So
No, it isn't.
No.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Of the companies that you've worked with, so people are probably come in and go, look, I'm sure I'm fine, but I'm just getting an audit done of the pay that I'm actually paying my staff at the moment. Between you and me, how many companies would you say that come to you are paying the correct wage?
Well, I don't want to say a percentage, but it is quite low. It is quite low because the fundamentals, I guess the pitfalls are they're rife. So it's start times, finish times, shift breaks, meal allowances, super applied to allowances, not overtime. So there's so many complexities in getting payroll right that, once again, companies believe they've got the right protocols in place, but do they? When we take a deep dive, we find that there are some issues, and we fix those. So what we provide and what we recommend that companies do is have a look at or engage HAML for what we're calling a HAML health check. So that's essentially our team doing an analysis of your current payroll governance, having a look at cohorts. So the top 3, so warehousing, transport, and commercial, for example, and picking 10% of those workforce, having a look at the governance that currently sits, how are people being paid, and analyse how the current practices are. And then we actually provide a report on that, I guess, those practices. And if there's issues, then gaps, then we work with businesses to actually fix those. Yeah. And that's the key. A lot of people don't know how to go about fixing it.
Yeah, because we've had a similar background in our careers as well. I think you and I know how very, very important this is, and I would recommend that everyone within the RWTA membership give HAML Consulting a call to get a health check on their payroll done in the first instance. What would you say to companies, Ben, to open up that door? What would you say to them in the first instance to encourage them to come and talk to you?
The first question is, are you confident that you're paying your people correctly? That's a really impactful question, because that level of confidence is never 100% whenever I actually ask that question. So that's got to be the first question. And then I guess engaging HAML just for a quick 15-minute conversation. And through that conversation, you may actually find out that you are paying people correctly, which is wonderful. So then you can sleep well at night. But through that conversation, then you may actually find that there may be some gaps with your time and attendance system. There may be some gaps in how you're managing meal breaks. So I would encourage at least just a 15-minute conversation to talk about it, because that brings it front of mind, and it gets people actually looking at their current practices, because payroll exists and your business is managing your clients and getting products to your clients. That's essentially what you need to focus on. But payroll is absolutely critical for that to happen.
Absolutely. Look, Ben, thank you for spending time with me today to explain that to the membership, because it would be my recommendation that every company give you a quick call, because even though you think you might be doing it right, it doesn't hurt to get an audit, does it?
Doesn't hurt at all. And it's just a quick conversation. And then the audits that we've taken to market, it's very cost effective. It runs parallel to your business, doesn't affect your business function, business flow at all. And then we provide you with a really concise report, and that gives you peace of mind.
Sensational. Ben, I will see you at the Victorian Golf Day. It's on the 20th of October at the Mornington Peninsula. And I wanted to thank you for being part of our Chilled Out series.
Thank you. It's great to be part of the RWTA and the Chilled Out series. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.